Two Canadians were on board that Asiana Airlines flight that crash-landed yesterday in Japan. There are reports that as many as 27 people were injured when the plane skidded off the runway in Hiroshima. The airline says 18 passengers suffered minor injuries. 81 people were on board the flight. Japanese media are reporting that government officials are investigating whether the plane collided with a communications tower near the runway. Well, Johanna Wagstaff has been looking into this incident for us, and really, even that description makes us remember that hard landing at Halifax Stanfield, a couple of weeks ago.
Yeah, and there are some obvious connections. Both incidents involved an Airbus 320. Both involved the plane landing short of the runway and clipping a communications tower, injuring people on board. But there are some more interesting connections. In both cases, the planes were flying on their instruments. Visibility was poor in both situations. In the Asiana case, the visibility was low due to fog banks. Of course, in Halifax, it was blowing snow. But both cases, the pilots would have had to use navigational aid to help the plane get down to the runway. And in both cases, the runway they were landing on didn't have the highest precision navigational aid offered at that airport. I want to show you a map of the airport. And this is the approximate position that the plane first landed at. This is runway 10. If they had runway 28, I should say, if they had come in on the other runway with light and variable winds, theoretically could be an option. They could have used a navigational aid that would have directed them all the way down to the ground, directing their glide slope. And that was the same case in Halifax. Again, both cases are still under investigation, but some questions that are being asked with this additional workload, additional cockpit management, with the pilots having to manage the plane all the way down to the ground and reduced visibility, is this one of the potential factors? We know that there are a lot of A320s in the air, the workhorse for so many airlines, without this kind of problem. And two incidents, even if they seem related, are by themselves proof of nothing. But it's still interesting that these two would happen in such quick succession, and there seem to be some similarities. Another thing that people in the aviation community are pointing out, as you know, Johanna, is that it deals with this airline and potential training issues. Yes, and again, we literally know very little tonight, but the accident also has echoes of another Air Asiana incident back in 2013 in San Francisco, and that is where 3 people were killed. And ultimately, the U.S. investigators concluded that it was a mismanaged approach due to a highly automated cockpit that led to the incident. So basically, this airline does have a history, its training program, a history of having problems with the pilots taking the plane down, hands-on approach. And in this case, that's exactly what they would have had to do. So again, just additional questions. Mechanical failure has not been ruled out at this point. Okay, Johanna, thank you very much.